Hello and welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you the glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host Karim Zimik. Here are the headlines. Indian companies set their eyes on Nepalese market as the economy recovers. Anti-racism movement creates stir in POK. And people in India celebrate Christmas amid COVID-19 restrictions. Let's begin the show with India, where the country is facing a new wave of COVID-19 infections with the rapid spread of the Omicron variant. Recent evidence suggests that the Omicron strain has a transmission advantage over the Delta variant and is spreading rapidly. Now, India is all set to start administering COVID-19 booster shots for kids to healthcare and frontline workers.
As cases of Omicron variant of coronavirus rise in India, the country is all set to commence COVID booster shots as a precautionary measure to healthcare and frontline workers from January 10. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that those aged between 15 and 18 would start receiving COVID-19 vaccinations from January 3. Those above 60 with comorbidities would be offered booster shots after recommendation from doctors. The Government of India has been accelerating its vaccination campaign and expanded coverage to avert another possible surge in new infections.
15 साल से 18 साल की आयु के बीच के जो बच्चे हैं, अब उनके लिए देश में वैक्सीनेशन प्रारंभ होगा। 2022 में 3 जनवरी को सोमवार के दिन से इसकी शुरुआत की जाएगी।
Many parts of the country, including capital New Delhi, have witnessed an increase in COVID-19 cases. A caseload of more than 80,000 cases currently stands in India. On the other hand, Omicron cases stand at more than 900 cases in the country. Delhi topped the state list with 263 Omicron cases, while Maharashtra stood at second place with 252 cases. With the ongoing surge in Omicron cases in the national capital, a yellow alert has been issued in the wake of rising Omicron cases, under which a night curfew has been introduced and metro stations, restaurants and bars are operating at half capacity.
जो कल 496 पॉजिटिव केसेस आए, पॉजिटिविटी लगभग 1% के आसपास चल रही है और लगातार पिछले कुछ दिनों से जब से ओमिक्रॉन स्टार्ट हुआ है, विदेशों से फ्लाइट्स आनी स्टार्ट हुई हैं, केसेस काफ़ी तेज़ी से बढ़ रहे हैं। अभी तक जितने भी केस आ रहे हैं ज़्यादातर ऐसे हैं कि जो बाहर से लोग आए हैं वो थोड़े दिनों बाद पॉजिटिव हो रहे हैं, तो उनके कॉन्टैक्ट के लोग या उनके घर के लोग ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं।
Although Delhi has been witnessing a daily spike in Omicron cases, most of the Omicron variant patients of COVID-19 are recovering without severe complications. LNGP hospital is treating all Omicron patients in capital, where several Omicron patients have recovered and are discharged from hospital. Patients travelling internationally have been brought to LNGP straight from the airport and their genome sequencing is underway.
कि 90% पेशेंट को कोई भी सिम्टम्स नहीं थे और बिना किसी दवाई के, बिना किसी ट्रीटमेंट के वो स्वतः ही ठीक हो गए। कुछ पेशेंट्स में ही 4 या 5 पेशेंट में ही लक्षण थे बुखार के, गले में दर्द के, बदन में दर्द के और लूज मोशन के, तो वो उनको हमने आवश्यकता अनुसार एज पर प्रोटोकॉल हमने उसको ट्रीट किया। पर किसी भी पेशेंट्स को ना तो स्टेरॉइड की आवश्यकता हुई, ना ऑक्सीजन सपोर्ट की और ना ही रेमडेसिविर की।
India has administered 143.83 crore vaccine doses as of December 2021. Over 85% of the total eligible population in the country has received at least first dose of COVID vaccine. As Omicron threat looms in the country, health experts have warned of a third wave if COVID protocols are not followed, and the centre has directed authorities to ramp up vaccination in the country.
Moving on. The Indo-Nepal relationship is an ever-building legacy. Whether it is trade, politics or people-to-people connect, the ties have been witnessing a consistent uptick for decades. Indian companies are looking towards Nepal's growing market to expand the businesses as the post-COVID scenario continues to improve the economic conditions and increase developmental activities in Nepal. We have the report.
Nepal is witnessing rapid economic growth with growing demands of goods and services. To cash in the market potential in the Himalayan nation, Indian companies are keeping a close eye. Kathmandu recently hosted a 3-day Enterprise India exhibition in which more than 50 companies representing multiple sectors exhibited their products and services. It also witnessed an enthusiastic participation from businesses and traders from Nepal. As the economic condition is gradually improving amid COVID-19 pandemic, Indian companies are now slowly venturing into Nepali market to expand their businesses.
Pandemic is less nowadays in Nepal, and business is as usual. I feel before pandemic, after pandemic. Before pandemic, also I organized the exhibition in Nepal. I was there also in December last year. It was not last year, in 2019, and I feel now everything as usual, no change, much effect of pandemic.
Enterprise India 2022 was organized by the Confederation of Indian Industries CII with the support of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Indian diplomat Namgyasi Khampa, who inaugurated the exhibition, encouraged the organizers to explore B2B partnerships with Nepali entrepreneurs in order to strengthen commercial linkages between the two countries. The exhibition particularly aimed at facilitating joint ventures, technology transfer, marketing arrangements, as well as people-to-people contacts between the two countries.
Nepali market is always very good. It's a very prompt and very promising market. And for Indian product, this market is wonderful. So there is challenges after pandemic, but I think everybody all over the world, people are learning to come out from the challenges. So Nepali market is quite well.
Trade along the Indian-Nepal border is unmatched. India is Nepal's largest trading partner. The bilateral trade in 2018-19 reached $8.27 billion. The citizens of Nepal say that India is like home to them and it does not feel like another country.
People, especially the younger population in illegally occupied POK, have taken to the streets to protest against the notorious Ad Hoc Act that tends to regularize over 4,000 ad hoc contract and other temporary employees. They say it's an injustice to the candidates who work really hard to clear the competitive examinations for serving in various public sector institutions.
Resentment is at its peak among the youngsters of illegally occupied POK, who are against the decision regarding the regularization of ad hoc employees. Save Merit in AJK has been trending on the accounts of POK-based internet users for months now. Anti-ad hoc movement has also started in the region with the sole demand to revoke the controversial law AJK regulation of the service of certain categories of contractual, ad hoc or temporary government employment Act 2021 that was enacted by the state legislature. Recently, the people associated with the movement staged a protest in Muzaffarabad's Upper Chhattar area. They said that the enactment of the law will crush the aspirations of thousands of promising candidates who are confident of their placements in civil service on the basis of competitive exams of the Public Service Commission.
जो भी हुकूमत आती है वो अपने बंदे एडाकिज्म नाम के साथ अपॉइंट करते हैं और फिर कुछ अरसे के बाद उनको परमानेंट कर दिया जाता है। हम अदल के लिए खड़े हैं, हम इंसाफ के लिए खड़े हैं, हम अपनी नौकरियों से हमें कोई गर्ज नहीं है, लेकिन हम ये चाहते हैं कि आने वाली नस्लों को एक अच्छा निज़ाम दो, एक अच्छा इंसाफ वाला निज़ाम हो, मेरिट वाला निज़ाम हो। ये किसी की 3rd डिवीज़न बमुश्किल है, लेकिन वो किसी वज़ीर का भतीजा है, किसी का भांजा है और तुमने उसको 17 स्केल में लगा दिया। अल्लाह के बंदो, कुछ तो खौफ करो कि 8 नंबर NTS में लेने के बाद तुमने हेडमास्टर भर्ती किया हुआ है, PSC का कभी मुंह नहीं देखा और तुमने 17 स्केल में लगाया हुआ है। खुदारा ये अवाम के साथ जुल्म ना करो।
The controversial law was passed by the former government of POK, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, when they were in power. They justified their move by claiming it to be passed on humanitarian grounds, as many people had been serving as ad hoc and contractual employees for years. But the civil society, particularly the youth, alleged that the law is a legal cover for the regularization of those connected to politicians and bureaucrats and were inducted in the service without any open competition, which is itself against the law. At a recent protest, demonstrators said that they gave their vote to Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or PTI because its election manifesto was against the Ad Hoc Act, but after coming to power, the party could not take any practical step in this regard, which has led to massive agitation.
हुकूमत ने इक़्तिदार में आने से पहले अवाम से ये वादा किया था कि जैसे ही वो असम्बली में आएंगे तो सबसे पहले वो इस एक्ट को रिपील करेंगे। अब मौजूदा हुकूमत को बने हुए 5 महीने हो चुके हैं, लेकिन अब तक इस पे कोई प्रॉपर काम नहीं हुआ और अब जाके इस पे एक कमेटी बनी है जिसका कोई ये नहीं मेंशन किया गया कि वो कमेटी कितने अरसे में ये चीज़ डिसाइड करेगी। और हम लोगों ने इसके अगेंस्ट कोर्ट्स में भी केस किया हुआ है जिसे 8 महीने हो गए, लेकिन 8 महीने में अभी तक जजेस का बेंच कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ और हमारी एक भी हेयरिंग इस केस पे नहीं हो सकी।
इससे ये होगा कि जो आज़ाद कश्मीर के जितने भी नौजवान हैं उनके लिए तकरीबन जो है वो अगले 20 साल के लिए किसी किस्म की कोई नौकरी नहीं आएगी। और इससे एक जो सबसे बड़ा मसला है वो कोटा सिस्टम का मसला है, चूँकि एडाक एक्ट में ज़्यादातर वो लोग लगे हैं जो कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ आज़ाद कश्मीर के 2 से 3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट से लगे हैं। अब जिसमें एक मुजफ्फराबाद भी है, जिसमें जो है वो और भी 2-3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं। तो अब आने वाले दिनों में ये इन डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लोगों के लिए अगले 20 साल में कोई जॉब क्रिएट नहीं होनी, कोई जगह नहीं होनी, तो इससे ये बहुत बड़ा जो है वो नुकसान होगा।
There have been several times when the government in illegally occupied POK have abused its authority in the worst possible manner with malified intention, and the regularization of ad hoc employees is one such case. But this time, civil society and youth activists are not ready to step back. They are using all available forums to register their protest so that the law gets declared as ultra-vires.
Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
South Korea authorized for emergency use Pfizer antiviral pills targeting COVID-19 as the first of its kind to be introduced in South Korea, according to the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety. South Korea restored tough distancing curve last week after easing them in November, after a series of record daily new infections and serious cases stretched medical services despite a vaccination rate of over 92% for those aged 18 or older. Pfizer's oral antiviral treatment called Paxlovid is expected to help prevent serious deterioration of patients admitted to residential treatment centers or being treated at home by diversifying coronavirus treatments beyond injections currently used in the field. The drug will be used for adults or children 12 years or older weighing over 40 kg with mild to moderate symptoms with a high risk of developing a severe case of coronavirus due to causes such as underlying diseases. Thailand boosted security in the northern part of the country which borders Myanmar as it braced for more refugees amid an escalation for violence in the neighboring country. Thai authorities issued a statement saying 3 shells of unknown origin had fallen into the Thailand side, with one causing some damage to the Thai citizens' property without reports of injuries or death. Myanmar has been in turmoil since the military on February 1 overthrew the elected government of the Nobel Prize laureate Aung San Suu Kyi, who has been sentenced to 4 years detention and faces multiple other criminal charges. At least 1,375 people have been killed and more than 8,000 jailed in crackdowns on protests and armed opposition since the coup, according to a tally of the Association for Assistance of Political Prisoners. The winter fishing season, abundant in the dazzling repertoire of cultural activities, is in full swing on an ice-sealed lake in northern China, Jilin province. An ancient fishing ritual was held on the Shagan Lake in Songguan city of Jilin. The traditional ceremony, under its cultural captions, offers sacrifice to the lake and awkens the nets. For centuries, fishermen and women living by Shagan Lake have kept alive the tradition of ice fishing, which is hand drilling holes through the thick ice and placing nets beneath to catch fish. The technique has been lifted as a national level form of intangible cultural heritage. The time-honored fishing culture on the Shagan Lake has largely boosted the local tourism during the snow season, with tourists flocking from across the country for the glimpse at the ice fishing technique reflecting the ancestral wisdom. The traditional horse-down method to pull the netted fish up amazes tourists at the site.
Moving on, Japanese companies continue to surprise with the innovative technology that helps makes life easier for the people. Recently, Yamaha company in Japan introduced Tri-Town, an electric three-wheeler bike. Also, Aeon 1% Club Foundation organized an online event for Asian youth to contribute towards making the students and the global leaders. Have a look.
Yamaha has introduced an electric three-wheeler Tri-Town that has dual front wheels and one on the back side. It is controlled by the rider's balance, who can either swipe to right or left side, just like Kike skiing. With 2-hour battery charge, one can have a 30-kilometer run through this vehicle.
では実際にまたがってみます。またがるとこのようにですね、特に車両に自立させる機能は、ついていません。電子制御とかそういったものが、ないんですけども、ライダーのですねバランス感覚で、車両をですねこのように、止まったままですね立っていられると、これが特徴になります。ですので、止まるたびにですねこう足を下ろす必要がないと、これがですね、この乗り物の一つの特徴になります。
The smooth and stable operation of Tri-Town is enabled by a special technology of Yamaha, namely Lean Multi-Wheel or LMW technology, which it developed exclusively for motorcycles. Yamaha defines Tri-Town as last 1 mile mobility. It must be driven by aligning both legs. It brings safe and enjoyable run in the town. LMW's technology is also included in Yamaha's latest motorbike. Tri-Town inherits this technology and its compact electric standing mobility that anyone can easily ride.
より多くの方に乗っていただきたいという思いがございまして、できるだけですね操作の方法を簡単にしようと、慣れていることにしようということで、自転車のですねハンドル、とあとブレーキですね、その機構を採用しています。で、何か止まりたいと思った時にすぐですね自然に体が動くように、そういったことを意識して、この機構を採用しています。これまでですね実証実験を通じて、数百名の方に、乗っていただきました。9割以上の方がですね、5分から10分程度ですね、練習するだけでもうスイスイ乗れるようになってますので、非常に簡単に乗れるということが、このですね機構を採用したことによって達成できているというふうに捉えています。
Yamaha's Tri-Town scooter is an innovative take on the electric scooter that aims to fix the usual electric scooter's flaws. Aeon 1% Club Foundation has been working on the project The Asian Youth Leaders since 2010, with an aim to let students from different backgrounds discuss about the various social issues prevailing in their countries. This year, an online event of the Asian Youth Leaders was held in Tokyo, in which 72 high school students from 7 countries participated. They discussed about various topics, learnt about accept each other's values and hone their problem-solving skills so that they can become global leaders who can take a practical action.
地球温暖化を防ぐため、世界中が脱炭素社会の実現に向けた取り組みを行っています。目標の達成には CO2 排出量の大幅な削減が必要であることは皆さんもご承知の通りです。私たちが毎日食べているものは、作る時や運ぶ時だけではなくって、残ったものを捨てる過程でも CO2 を排出をしております。そこで本年度は食品ロスの削減をテーマとして改善策を考えていただきたいと思います。
In this first year, under the theme of creating the future of food from the perspective of reducing food losses, each participant came up with a declaration of action for reducing food losses. With the aim of realizing a sustainable society as a common global issue, for next 3 years, this program is conducted under the unified theme of creating a sustainable food future that contributes to the realization of a decarbonized society.
As a student living in Japan especially, I tend to buy things that are very trendy right now. So like those seasonal changes bring about new trends. And I think the market competition really makes it easy for companies like overproduce.
I have a dream to be one of the representative of Indonesia. This program, Asian Youth Leaders, always brings up a new topic, also discussed in PBB program, that I think it will be such a great opportunity for me.
The young generation is especially important because they're the foundation who will shape the future. The AYL program has successfully notified them that their voice matters, especially in global issues, and that they are well supported and well prepared to make changes they want to see in their community as well as in the world. It's really important to have these activities.
Asian Youth Leader is a great initiative by Eon 1% Club to promote friendship with foreign countries. Besides, it also enables students from different backgrounds to cultivate attitudes that are accepting global perspectives and each other values through discussion.
Moving on to cultural section of the show, India is a diverse multi-ethnic country where people of all faiths celebrate their festivals and cultures. Recently, the country has been immersed in this year's Christmas festivities. To commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, the festival was observed with great pomp and splendor amid the coronavirus restrictions. Churches were decked up with beautiful lights and carols energized the whole atmosphere as the country stood festooned in special colors of Christmas. Days before the festival, markets were packed with a variety of wreaths, banners, stockings, Christmas trees, colored baubles, fairy lights, stars, Santa Claus heads and many more decorative items. Last year, owing to a pandemic situation, Christmas celebrations were quite bleak, but this time, people celebrated it with much pomp and show.
Since last year we couldn't celebrate it very well, so this year I thought, okay, let's celebrate and decorate the house. So I've come here for some shopping, and it's my daughter's first Christmas, so that's why it's more special for us.
To mark the festival, churches all over the country hold a special midnight mass, which is celebrated on the night of Christmas Eve. Men and women decked up in new clothes take part in the mass prayer session and sing choirs in praise of Jesus Christ. Amid Omicron concerns, this time churches took care of all social distancing norms to avoid the virus spread.
We are having so much of happiness that God has gave us this day, and absolutely with so much of social distancing and all that, we are all maintaining and celebrating Jesus' birthday. So once again, I wish you all Merry Christmas. Have a safe celebration of Lord Jesus Christ today.
Not just externally by having fun and entertainment, but realizing that Jesus has come as a Prince of Peace, Son of God becoming man, and bringing us every happiness, taking away from us sickness, illness, and all other disorders that take place in society, particularly injustices, violence, discrimination, all sorts of evils that prevail. He has come to do away with them.
Christmas is a time for merrymaking when people get together to spend quality time with their family and exchange gifts. Though the festival of Christmas comes to an end, New Year celebrations are continuing in India and the rest of the world with several memories to cherish throughout their life. It's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We will be back next week at the same time. This is Skyrim signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.